I started this project way back in 2022.
I'm old, Gandalf.
As any lazy person, I checked if the hard work was done already. To start, I first learned the layout of the orchestra, what instruments I needed, how many of them, and their typical positions. I considered modeling everything from scratch, but decided,
why waste time?
I found these instrument packs online, and at the time they were very helpfully on sale. I didn't have in-depth knowledge on how all these instruments worked. These online resources from Yamaha provided detailed breakdowns for a lot of instruments and how they worked, assembly diagrams, and the fingering placement. Tomplay.com was another resource on fingering charts for a few instruments. And YouTube, of course, had a ton of videos on professionals showcasing how to play the instruments and some on how they worked.
This is big brain time.
First was getting an idea of the notes and note ranges for each string. I then did some rough sketches to work out the animation rig, the string vibration, the bow movement, and how to segment the string press for each note. The initial test trying to simulate the string was a failure, so I decided to use an animation loop for the strings, which I actually changed recently. The bow moves on an arc and can stop at each string while moving back and forth. Each string also bends to show the note pressing. It's not perfect, but after months of work, I didn't think it would actually work this well. These were a bit different as some of the fingering repeated for different notes, so I made a sort of table of on-off values to match the fingering for the valves on the rig. Trombones were much simpler, just moving the slides to one of 7 positions. I copied and adapted the trumpet rig to use on the tuba to make things easy. Horns took a few days, weeks to work out the arm constraints for the valves and the spring movement. Woodwinds were more difficult since some of the keys move together mechanically. As one key is pressed, it closes other keys. This is kinda difficult to figure out, especially when you don't have a real flute. Thankfully, I worked it out by referencing disassembly videos. I ratched the other woodwinds a bit so the key presses are correct to the fingering charts, but not mechanically accurate. That I'll eventually update, hopefully. These were interesting to work out. I used an armature for the rig to get the strike motion, the arms repositioned based on the drum, and a similar setup was used for the marimba and xylophones. Keys were quite simple but cumbersome to set up since each note was mapped to different keys to then animate. And this is my animated orchestra I developed. Didn't cover every instrument, just the core animation rigs, each controlled by MIDI. If you made it to the end of this video, stick around, subscribe. I'll be making music covers from games or anime mostly, and producing animated instrumental videos to showcase the music.